Hi, this is lesson number 14 from our Photoshop training series. In previous lesson we learned about dodge and burn tool in Photoshop. In this lesson we are going to apply the same trick, exactly the same technique, but with different approach. We will dodge and burn the area by using brush tool. Here I have an image and our brush tool is selected. If you are using the dodge and burn technique by using brush tool, the first thing your foreground and background color, it should be black and white. We can simply click on this button here under foreground and background color. So it will go to the default. And if we want to switch the color, we can click on this small double headed arrow. Now white is our foreground and black is the background. And if I want, I can switch again. If I will click, and the shortcut key of this is X. To switch the color, you can press X from the keyboard this way, and if you want to bring the color to the default, you need to press the letter D. Let's say if I will click here and choose some other color, now I want to bring back to the default black and white, I will simply press D. I can click here or I can press D. So the foreground and background color will be black and white. It is important, if you are going to make it darken the area in your image, you need to use the foreground black, and if you are going to highlight the area, you will use white color. So here if I want, I can switch by pressing X this way. Our foreground is white and background is black. Let's open the layer palette, and this is our image. This time we are going to create 50% gray layer with a different approach. Before we create it from the layer menu, click on layer, new. The first option is layer, shift control N is the shortcut key. If I will click, new layer dialog box is open. You need to change the blend mode to soft light, and here fill soft light 50% gray, it should be checked. And once you will click OK, Photoshop will create one new layer above the selected layer with 50% gray. But this time I am not going to create this way. We will create simply transparent layer, and I will show you how to fill 50% gray in the transparent layer. You can simply click on create new layer icon. Now here we have another transparent layer at the top of our original image. So this layer, if I want to fill it with the gray, 50% gray, this white color I want to turn it to gray. We are going to change the color. Click it, and simply in the color code at the bottom here, type 808080 3 times. All right. So here we have HSB, hue saturation brightness 0050, and we got exactly 50% gray, and then click OK. Now our foreground color is 50% gray. To fill in our layer, simply we will press Alt and backspace, Alt backspace. So that color has been filled. Before we change the blend mode to soft light in our new layer dialog box, but this time we can change in the layer palette. Here we have blending modes. Currently it is normal. If I will click on this drop down, I can access here soft light. So our 50% gray layer with the soft light mode is ready. I am going to rename it dodge. All right. And another layer we need for burn. We can create once again new layer and fill it with this gray color, but there is a simple way. You can click and drag this dodge layer to the create new icon, and there will be another copy, and simply rename it to burn. Hit enter. So we have here dodge layer and burn layer. Select the dodge layer, change the foreground and background to the default by pressing D, and then press X to bring up the white color. Switch the foreground and background. For dodge we are going to use the white color, and our brush is selected. Check the brush property, make it really smooth, and previously I use here we have flow 10. Let's increase the opacity, And with this flow I am going to use the brush. Depending on your image you can change the flow. Dodge layer is selected. If I want I can increase and reduce my brush size by pressing left and right square bracket next to the letter P, and in the bright area I will just dab the brush and light up. You might not see the changes, but once we will switch off the layer, clearly you will be able to see the highlights. So the dodge layer is having highlighted area. If I want to see the changes, I can press Alt key and click on this eye. In the image, in these places we bright up the area. Once again with the Alt key, click on this eye and you can get back the image. If I will switch off here, clearly you can see the changes. Let's click on the burn layer. This time we are going to switch once again foreground and background color. Simply I will click on this double headed arrow and now black is on the top. It means it is active color. Brush tool is selected, but since we are going to make it dark, we might reduce this flow to 5. The dark area in the image we need to target. Let's try on the hair also. Alright, let's go back to the dodge layer, change the foreground color to background, and once again we will highlight some areas. Let's try the eyeball. We can reduce the brush size. Slightly we need to make it bright. The other side. Alright, that is enough. Eyebrows also. So select the burn layer, switch the color to black. Alright, select the both layer. Burn layer is selected, press Ctrl key and click on the dodge layer and simply collect them in one group. Right click, group from layers. Alright, so here we can rename. I am just going to leave it as it is. Click OK. Now dodge and burn layer is under group. Here we have detail, and with a single click, if we want, we can switch on and off now from the group. This is before and this is now. If we want, we can reduce the group opacity. It will affect both. Individually it will not change for the burn and dodge, but still it will affect if I will reduce from group. So group is selected. I will leave it in 95%. Now this is our group opacity, but if I will click on burn, it is 100%. Dodge is also 100%, but this is still affecting our image. It is slightly light. So before and now. So this way we can use a brush tool to achieve the dodge and burn effect on our image. This is very useful, simple and easy trick to retouch the skin. Use similar image. This time practice by creating 50% gray manually. Just add one transparent layer and change the foreground color to 50% gray. Fill that layer rename it, and then you can duplicate. And make sure that your foreground color is white for the dodge and black for burn. Also, don't forget to control the flow and smoothness of your brush. That's all for now. I hope you enjoy this lesson and try to practice. Guys, if you like my video, please subscribe my channel and click on the bell button so you will always get notification once I will upload new video. Thank you.